Jai Shri Krishna to all. Welcome to Path to Anandam Gita series. Freedom from pains and miseries to happy, healthy and peaceful life. Based upon 108 mantras and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. My questions and God's answers. Today's series number 91. The power of divine qualities. Pranam to Guruji, Hariharji Maharaj, for his blessings, for guidance, and Bhagwan Krishna Bhagwanji. I'm Satya Kalra, your host of the session and founder of Path to Anandam. Blissful living, blissful life. And whatever you see on this page, it's all guidance and blessing. And I would say his Adesh, Hariharji Maharaj. All these bestsellers on Amazon, the counselings, giving the sessions, it's all his blessing. So thank you, Guruji, for coming in our life. Today's series focus on chapter 16 of Bhagavad Gita, verse 4 and 5. And under that, we will cover what are divine and demonic qualities. What are the hallmarks of demonic people and virtual people? And why change vices into virtues? Benefits. And how to change and become divine. In other words, how to transform vices into virtues, demonic qualities into divine qualities. So negative traits into positive traits. What are the practices? Our homework and our sankalpa. I continue to develop divine qualities. And then we will do the meditation and question and answers. So let's all pray together. Just like Arjuna, when he got confused, lost his composure, went into Vishad Yoga, into Vishad, and he converted his Vishad into Vishad Yoga by the company of Bhagwan Krishna Bhagwanji, Lord Krishna. And ask him this question, or pray to him to guide him under the difficult situations. So let's all seek his guidance very humbly and surrender to him. Karpanye dosho pahte swabhava paschyami tvam dharma sammudi chota. Karpanye dosho pahte swabhava prashyami tvam dharma sammudi cheta. Yachse syani nishchitam bruhitan me shishyaste ham shadi mam tvam prapanyam. Shishyaste aham shadi mam tvam prapanyam. My heart is overpowered by the weakness of pity. I have lost all my composure and my mind is confused about my duty, dharma. What should I do? What is right for me? So I'm requesting you to please tell me what is definitely good for me I am your disciple. I surrender to you. Please guide me. And after listening to Arjuna's request, Lord Krishna blessed him with the infinite wisdom, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and took him to blissful journey for his transformation, where Arjuna uplifted himself and he finally said, I will do as you advise. Karishye vachanam tav. So he transformed himself from Najotesya iti gobindam. I will not perform my duty. I will not get engaged into this action of war, but I will do as you advise. So let's all embark on this blissful journey with the teaching of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And here are the quotations which Hariharji Maharaj always talked about Bhagavad Gita. And he said, Bhagavad Gita is a step-by-step spiritual instruction manual to live righteously. It guides us to know the difference between virtues and vices, divine qualities and demon qualities, good and bad, and how to transform demonic qualities, vices into virtues, divine qualities, and attain the supreme goal of life. What is that? To experience, to reach to eternal happiness, peace, oneness, Paramdham, self-realization. All these different terminology, but ultimately the meaning is same. Who am I? I am Sat Chit Ananda. And the additional feature here is, it's not just we experience while we die, but while living in the material world, Maya, and go beyond. Hariharji Maharaj. So as Arjuna and his divine company, Lord Krishna, together went and Lord Krishna taught, Arjuna followed, and finally he realized who he was. So let's all do the same here. And we have learned previously on this blissful journey of going from our lower self, from vishad, from difficulties, from fear, to free from all the pains and miseries. And how? Through building our character. As Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses, 18 chapters, 3 main yogas, Karma Yoga, how to perform our responsibilities from chapter 1 to 6, from 7 to 12, how to perform the duty with love and devotion, and how to live in this world with love and devotion and share with others. And now we are on the Gyan Yoga, chapter 13 to 18, and we are on the chapter 16, Devi Asura Sampad Vibhag Yoga. And today we have a chapter 16, the verse 4 and 5. So let's all practice all the yogas now. We learned about Karma Yoga, we learned about Dhyan Yoga, self-discipline, meditation, love and compassion. And now the ultimate wisdom of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. How to reach to the ultimate goal of life, not just by karma yoga, not just by bhakti yoga, but also understand who we are, where we are currently, and how we can move forward. So Devi Sur Sampada Vibhag Yoga, the path of divine versus demonic qualities. So union with God or self-realization or God realization. So the path of knowing the difference between divine qualities and demonic qualities, and then how to transform divine qualities into demonic qualities into divine qualities. And here is a list of the divine qualities which we talked about last week. But ultimately here it is, Bhagavad Gita is a character builder. So now how can improve ourselves and we become a better and better human being? Just simply by transforming our undesirable habits into the divine qualities. In other words, आदत बुरी सुधार लो, बस हो गया भजन. It means we should improve our own habits and reach to ultimate. We also learned about 26 virtues of divine person, divine qualities. These are in the previous session in verse 1 and 3, where it talks about Abhay, Satya, Samsuddhi, Gyan, Yoga, Vyavasthita. It's all are given here, but in simply it's a fearlessness, purity of mind, non-violence, sattvic behavior. This is what how to and control of senses, austerity, honesty, forgiveness, free from anger, equanimity, compassion, love and compassion, freedom from 5+2 enemies, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, and practice the gentleness, modesty with courage, and develop that billions, that teja, shama, dhriti, shocham, natimanita. Because these are, it says, bhavanti, sampadam. These are the qualities of a Devi Bijayas Bharat. These are the qualities of divine people. So the divine qualities are the sign of divinity and purity, and also of the divine people. And today, Lord Krishna is guiding us, giving us the warnings that you learn about all the good qualities, but be aware that there are other qualities which are the demonic qualities, which are the sign of ignorance, impurity, tamasic and rajasic behavior. So in other words, Bhagavad Gita is a mirror. Of course, it's a character builder, but it is a mirror. By knowing these qualities, we can judge ourselves, evaluate ourselves, that where do I stand? So these are the qualities. Dhammo, dharpo, atimanascha. So dhammo, dharpo, atimanascha. Krodha, parushmevcha. Ajnanam cha abhidhyasasya. Parth sampadam asuri. So dhammo, dharpo, abhimanascha. Dhammo, hypocrisy, means the one who is not but pretend to be there. living in an unrealistic life. Arrogancy, looking down upon others. Superior, we call it a superiority complex. I am better than all. And then conceited. Again, it comes to the ego. So in summary, it comes as the ego. And then anger. Krodha parushmevcha. So when ego is high, when it is hurt, then one gets anger. Whether somebody insulted us or our desires have not fulfilled, anything which happened which did not suit to our system, unliked, then one gets very angry. It is called intense emotions with hostility. Here you can see it here, right? Very angry, very upset. And then parshmevcha, with harshness, cruelty, and severity in action, and then speaking very ruthlessly, abusively. All the abuses are physically, emotionally, are expressed when somebody is very angry. That's why you see people just hit others and kill others, because they are in a very intense emotion with hostility. And when they are in that situation, they forget who they are. Or we forget, when we are angry, we forget at that time that I am a Satchit Anand. So everyone has these qualities, the devil qualities. And we also learned that before, previously in chapter 262 and 63 was Dhyato Vishan Punsa Sangasteshu Pijayate Sangas Kama Sanga Krodha Bijayate Krodha. So with Krodha, what happens? Sanga Krodha Bijayate Krodha Bhavati Samoha. I want more. Samoha Smrati Vibhrama. Smriti Branshat Buddhi Nasha, Buddhi Nashas. So what happens? Everything is nashed, Buddhi Nasha. When Buddhi is nashed, Sarvanasha. Ignorance comes. So here, from ego, anger, rudeness, unhappiness. And these are the causes of pains and miseries. And these pains and miseries could be physical, in the form of diseases, or mental, losing sleep at night, and also disconnected with supreme power, all the time complaining rather than thinking that this could be the best for me. But no, we are so blaming at that point, blaming others, blaming God, everything. So basically confusion. Like Arjuna was crying, why me? Why I have to perform this activity? Because he was confused. He was ignorant. And he was about to incur the sin by not performing his duty, his dharma. And that's what we all do when we are upset, we are angry, we do certain things which we regret later on. But those are not only the cause of our pains and miseries at that time, but they turn into our sins. And what happened then? We go into the bondage, the cycle of birth and death over and over and over. So in other words, vices are causes of pains and miseries and barriers to attain the supreme goal of life. I put this supreme goal of life. We must not sidetrack ourselves that the purpose of life is only one. To know who am I. I am nothing but Satchit Anand. I am that element. I am that Ansha, that the supreme power. And I have to experience that through self-purification and self-transformation. In other words, I have to go beyond all these demonic qualities. because these are the barriers to attain the purpose of our life, supreme goal of life. So power of divine qualities versus demonic qualities. This is a beautiful verse. Lord Krishna again give us where the summary is virtues versus vices, liberation versus bondage. And it says, Devi sampad vimokshai, nibandi asuri mata, ma shucha sampadam, devim bijasi pandu. In other words, these divine qualities, which he mentioned before, the divine qualities, the which 26 divine qualities, lead to liberation. And these 6 demonic qualities lead to bondage. So you might be thinking, oh my God, there's 26 divine qualities. How am I going to practice all that? And he also mentioned demonic qualities are only 6. So if you just focus on those 6 to transform those 6 into divine qualities, and not even that, we also learn in chapter 12, very last verse, which says, even if you practice only one, other one will follow. In other words, if you just practice love and compassion, forgiveness automatically comes. Ahimsa, non-violence automatically comes because you love. Love transforms everything. It's just like I would say, it detoxicates all of our system. But then, here it says the divine qualities give us the liberation, which is right here. It helps us to experience love, compassion, ultimately to peace, and experiencing who I am. But at the same time, be careful. These vices, even though they are only 6, they are just like, you have big dinner for 100, 200,000 people. And if there is a 1 drop of cyanide is added, everything becomes poison. Similarly, even though there are 6, but any one of them come, it just buddhi brushed ho jati hai. Our stability of mind is gone. We are not calm anymore. We are disturbed. And when we are disturbed, all this negativity, all the sins come, cause and effect comes, and this is birth and death. Here you can see the cycle of birth and death keep going. But at the same time, he tells Arjuna, Ma shucha sampadam, devim bijayasi pandava. So Arjuna, don't worry. You are born with divine qualities. So here it says, death, cycle of birth and death versus experiencing Om Sat Chit Ananda. So the choice is ours. Whatever path we select. But there is one more information which he also says that there are basically 2 types of people in the world based on these qualities. They are virtuous. We call them dharmic people, divine people, spiritual people, and the other one are demonic, wicked people. In Sanskrit, it is called dushkrata. An example is here, Arjuna. We can just take this example, we will understand more, and then Duryodhana. So Arjuna was established in righteousness. So why Lord Krishna tells him, Ma Shucha Sampadam Devi Bijayasi Pandava. Don't worry. You are born. You are divine. You are filled with divine qualities. So don't worry. But what he means by that, Arjuna, you are established in righteousness. And then here is the comparison here. Duryodhana, Kauravas, established in unrighteousness. Pandavas were pious, pure, and Kauravas were impure, wicked. Virtuous people is selfish. They are selfless. They are loving and very compassionate. They are content. Like Arjuna did not want the kingdom. He said that, I don't want this kingdom. Even if they come and they kill me, let them do it. But I would not perform this action because I cannot kill my near and dear ones, and especially my gurus and Bhij Pitamaji, my ancestors. So he did not want to get engaged in violence. At the same time, Kauravas, they were very dishonest, very ruthless. We have the good example of how adharmic they were, what they did to Draupadi, and tried to kill all the Pandavas, Bhim, all that, giving them poison, putting them in the lower lokas and burning their place to live. So many stories we have it in Mahabharata. But ultimately they were very selfish, very egoistic, very jealous. We know that they were so jealous. That's why they wanted to kill all the Pandavas. Very greedy, they want the whole kingdom. And they wanted to kill. So basically, they were very violent people. But here is a distinction. At one hand, Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that you are pious, you are born with divine qualities. And other hand, he's telling him to go and get engaged in the war and don't worry about killing, even if they get killed. And this is where the major confusion comes, that why Lord Krishna has excited, guided Arjuna to fight, took him toward violence. And the message is very clear, and good example is because it was a righteous dharmic war. So Arjuna was Kshatriya, and his responsibility was to protect the society. And in that, for the bigger cause, if we had to kill, then it was okay. Just like a soldier on the border, in the war, he kills the enemies. Then he is still a soldier. He's not a killer. And he's given with many awards for his performance. But at the same soldier, when he lives in a public life himself as a public life, in that time, if he kills somebody for personal reason, then he's a killer. So the same person could be a killer or it could be a soldier. And here Arjuna's job was, as a Kshatriya, was a soldier. He had to establish the righteousness, which was unrighteousness being caused by Kauravas. So he was not a killer. He was not performing any personal act, but he was getting engaged, and Lord Krishna was motivating him to get engaged in this righteous war. So see, here we learn a lot from Bhagavad Gita, not just for the learning the verses, but the message is here, how Lord Krishna is motivating Arjuna, reminding him who he is. And first he tells him the divine qualities. And then he warns him about the demonic qualities. The lesson to learn from here is that anytime we are speaking to someone, and if we want to get anything resolved, any job done, any project done, resolve any differences, first thing, we should bring that person in a very stable position and a calm position. The status of mind should be very calm by appreciating what that person has, those good qualities, because everyone has it. And then whatever we want to wish or highlight, that what are the things they're supposed to be changing, then we gradually bring it in a very calm manner, very positive manner. Here, Lord Krishna first bring the divine qualities. And then he highlights that be careful about these negative qualities, because these negative qualities could destroy all the positive qualities. All your calmness will be gone. All of your peace and will be turned into a shanti, will be pains and miseries. So this is a process we should learn how to communicate with others. First, highlight other people's positiveness, and then highlight very professionally, learn to how to communicate, and then mention those qualities which need to be performed. And so we should apply the same thing to ourselves. We should not just pound ourselves. I'm so bad, I do this, I do this, I do this. All these are should not be. But first we should recognize that what are the qualities I am possessing. So this is a very important message from this. And here again, so what are the practices we need to do? As I mentioned before, that we should focus on transforming ourselves, not focusing on others, what other people do and how they perform, how they behave, but how do I behave? The whole process. And then we practice in the morning, starting our day with a positive note, with calm, so which in case we have a bad dreams or in case we had a previous day was rough day, we still continue to start our day with some positive activity. We call it sadhana, where it can give us a calm mind. And then read one message per day. It's very, very important. Read one message per day. In other words, take one quality, whatever we want to improve upon it. It says, take what you need, whether we want to develop more love and compassion, we want to be more calm, we want to reduce our anger habit or our verbal speech or a verbal communication, whatever, take one. Take here, Bhagavad Gita offers all the guidance, like for dveshta. If we are feeling some anxiety or some jealousy, then the verse adveshta sarva bhutanam. If we are feeling discontent, santushta sattam yogi. If we are feeling we are expecting too much from others, then another verse, anipeksha suchir dakshan. So there are, every verse has, every phrase has something to offer in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the one which is the ocean, unlimited ocean, where we can, any solution we need, it is there for us. So the goal is to go from these demonic qualities to divine qualities, but make sure we practice our body, take care of our body, yoga, pranayam, meditation. And during that day, I put it here, we talked about last time that 3 das, Danam, Dam, Daya, was given by a saint, which was interpreted by according to different personality of the person. But how to get to the where we can interpret it properly? We have to have a calm mind. And how? It says how we convert these two da. We just learned about these two das. And what were those two das? Dhammo darpo. Dhammo means hypocrisy and darpo means arrogancy. So these two, arrogancy, ego, needs to be changed into these three das. Divine qualities, again, in summary, takes us to liberation. So we have to develop these divine qualities, practicing during the day, evaluate ourselves in the evening, and then motivate ourselves rather than I missed something today. No, I did it, even one extra thing, or even if I missed it, that's okay. Continue to practice, but do not pound yourself, motivate yourself. And then meditate. And with divine qualities, finally we reach to the liberation from pains and miseries and from bondage. And end of the day, before going to bed, just pray to God to keep us on this track. And whatever we do, ask for the guidance. But here Lord Krishna gives us the assurance by saying, when we say Sarv Dharman Paritajya Mamekam Sharanam Braj, then he says, come to me. Don't worry about it. Why? Aham Tvam Sarpapebhyo Mokshashyami Mashucha. So I will take care of all of your difficulties. I will guide you. So the time comes for homework. He is guiding us, but here is, we have to fulfill our responsibilities by action. It's not that he guides us, and if we don't listen, we don't put it in practice, then just like reading the book about, or about learning the driving, getting the driving license. We will not get the driver's license unless we go on the road and practice. Similarly, we have to do a practice Swadhyaya Abhyasana. First thing again, have a supreme goal of life, self-realization. Ask questions, do I have it? What are the habits I need to change? What are the vices I have to turn into virtues? What virtues do I need to develop? Just make a list of those. It's very, very important to make a list and then practice. Put enough effort to transform myself. And do I do the spiritual practices? Do I live in that mindfulness? Do I meditate? Do I witness? Do I observe myself? So do I live in awareness? So self-inquiry is the only path to self-improvement and reach higher self, from lower self to higher self. So once the vices are removed, virtues automatically comes. Once the love is and compassion is born, the resentment, jealousy, all will disappear. So I would call the divine qualities are the detoxification for our mind and for our birth and death cycle. They can take us beyond. And again, divine qualities take us to liberation. So we should focus on that, but work on all the vices which are the cause of our pains and miseries. So in summarizing, divine qualities are the solution. Developing the divine qualities are the solution to go beyond. But make sure we are not held back with these vices. So our sankalpa, again, I develop divine qualities. I am divine. And here is again the sankalpa of our commitment. I am on the path of goodness. So don't worry. Have a patience. Because in Bhagavad Gita also says that only 1 in thousands, in billions, know the purpose of life. But it's not a quick fix. It's a very slow process where he explains in this verse, Sankalp Prabhavan, Kaman Tattva, Sarvan Shashe, Manse Indriya Gramam, Vinyam Samantata. Means once you have this Sankalpa, then whole universe helps you. Once you are committed to do something good, whole universe will come and help you. Though you might have a difficulties on the way, but our focus is on ourselves and leave the rest to the universe. And then little by little, our intellect, our buddhi will change. But we have to live in the mindfulness of it. And once we put that seed of goodness in our mind, then little by little, that seed will sprout, become the tree, and give the flowers and fruits. Similarly, if we continue to study Bhagavad Gita, practice, not just the study, but practice, we will reach to our goal. So thank you very much for attending the power of divine qualities and understanding the difference between divine qualities and demon qualities, but focusing on developing divine qualities, which is a path to freedom from pains and miseries.